Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about the border gradients. So border gradients can be used for many different purposes. You can set up a nicer looking border as opposed to just a boring plain color. But apart from that, sometimes they're used to animate. So I'm not going to be covering the animation of the border gradients over here. They can be animated using Houdini, so we're going to cover that in a different video. In this video, we're just going to cover the fundamentals of border gradients, static, not animated. All right, so in order to do border gradients, you have to use the border type linear gradient. So as soon as you do that, you can see it just places these little squares on the side, and that's because of the slice parameter over here. So as soon as you increase the slice, even if you set it to 1, the gradients are going to start working, correctly. Just by setting that, we can see it. If you set show center, we can see what's happening easier. So it's just a standard linear gradient. You can set different options. You can set angles as to where you want the transition to happen from, the different colors. You can add multiple colors. You can set their percentages where you want them. You can make them repeat. So there are all these different gradient options that you can use with the linear gradients. So let's take a look at the other ones. Radial gradient, it's very similar to the linear gradient. It just it starts from the center and then it just radiates. You can use circle or elliptical shape. A few different options here for the size and position. So you can set the center, and you can change the gradient colors as needed. So these are, and you can make them repeat as well in different ways. So let's try this one. Yeah, so you can create pretty trippy effects. The outset and the border image width, outset and width, they're working as expected as well in this mode. So finally, we have the conic gradient. Let me just set these to default. Conic gradient is like as if we're looking at a cone from up top. So and then there's like the light is shining from here, so it kind of creates this interesting effect. You can change the angle of the conic gradient. Like I said, you can remove the center to see what it would look like. You can increase the border width to see what it would look like with different gradients and different colors. You can change the angles. Let me just see the center so that we can see what it looks like. You can change the positions of the conic gradient here as well as needed. So all this stuff works very similar to the image. We talked about the images in a different video. And you can use these other types for gradient borders. And obviously you want to uncheck the show center. All right, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching.